The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
Well, good Friday morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. So I got my regular crew with me this morning. Good morning, Carol and Pedro.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good TGIF, everybody. I know. I sound more excited for this. You know what I'm saying?
You do.
Sound like you done drank a pot of coffee already.
Yeah, guys. Know me. Yeah, no, it's true. He's correct. I haven't drunk a coffee for days, and I just drunk one that Monica considers not strong. And look what I'm already here. Going on and on. I'm on wired up already. That's funny.
Bouncing off the wall. So, but anyway, tonight is up on our interest groups is a movie night. So descriptive movie night to be exact. And of course, that's hosted by me. And then we will be playing Black Panther 2 tonight. So, man, I just looked. That thing is like 2 hours and 40-something minutes. So make sure you got plenty of snacks. Whatever you need to, help you. You might need some coffee to stay up for all of it. I don't know.
It's one of the Marvel movies, man.
Yeah. And again, I haven't seen 2, so this is going to be my first time checking out 2. So
yeah, neither have I.
So it's going to be a good evening. I'm going to make sure I got me plenty of whatever I need to get through this movie.
Munchies, snacks, and
all of that. All that good stuff.
I might fall asleep on y'all. I'm just being honest. I'm 2 hours ahead of you. So
don't worry about it. I'll just let you go on and snore your little self through the night.
Right.
But anyway, that's tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So come on out and hang out with us. So we're going to shift gears a little bit. All week we've been all up in politics and these policies and everything is doing to everybody. So tonight or today, I'm sorry, I figured I'd do a little something different and talk about some, upcoming technology. So anyway, this first one is pretty interesting. So we'll check it out. This is about the new Google XR or something like that is the actual name of it. So anyway, let's check it out, Pedro.
Today on Coffee Time, we're stepping into the exciting world of extended reality to discuss Google's Android XR and what it means for the blind and visually impaired community. Google's Android XR, a new frontier for accessibility. Extended reality, or XR, is a broad term for immersive technologies like virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR. Google's Android XR is an operating system designed to power new wearable devices, from smart glasses to full headsets. While these technologies often seem purely visual, Google is actively integrating accessibility features that could open new possibilities for the blind and visually impaired community. What's changing? Google's Android XR is being built with a strong focus on integrating artificial intelligence, particularly Google's Gemini AI, directly into these wearable devices. These new Android XR glasses are designed to provide real-time, context-aware assistance. A key feature, Gemini Live, uses visual, audio, and contextual data to offer immediate help. Imagine asking, "What's this?" about an object or getting live subtitles during conversations. This AI capability aims to seamlessly switch between tasks like navigation, messaging, or object recognition. For the blind and visually impaired community, significant changes involve expanding Android's existing accessibility tools into the XR environment. Google has been integrating Gemini's capabilities into TalkBack, Android's screen reader. This allows users who are blind or have low vision to receive AI-generated descriptions for images, even without alt text. The new update expands this, allowing users to ask follow-up questions about images or even their entire screen, providing richer context. Beyond screen readers, Android XR is poised to support real-time translation overlays, navigation prompts, and hand-free access to information. This could greatly assist daily tasks, like getting calendar reminders by voice or navigating new places, with dynamic guidance adjusting as the user moves. Why the shift? The move toward integrating advanced AI with XR devices is driven by a vision to make technology a more intuitive extension of human intelligence. Google sees an AI-integrated assistant in XR as a killer app, much like email transformed smartphones. The goal is computing experiences that are lightweight, personal, understand real-world context, and offer natural, conversational interfaces. The collaboration between Google, Samsung, and Qualcomm aims to create a unified Android XR ecosystem that leverages the existing Android app library. This means many Android apps could be immediately accessible via the Android XR Play Store, speeding up adoption and innovation. For the blind and visually impaired community, this emphasis on voice control, AI-powered descriptions, and contextual understanding is a major step toward more accessible immersive technologies. By focusing on hand-free, auditory-focused ways to engage with the world, the design aims to align with the broader goal of making technology work for people on their terms. Concerns brewing. Despite the exciting potential, there are important challenges and concerns for the blind and visually impaired community. Firstly, many XR experiences are built with game engines that prioritize visual appearance, making it hard for traditional screen readers to interpret. While 3D screen readers are in development, they are still evolving. The physical design of XR devices can also be an issue, including display visibility for low vision users, device weight, and ensuring comfortable input-output methods. It's crucial these devices complement existing mobility aids like white canes rather than complicating them. Another concern is that developers might prioritize visual immersion over accessibility during rapid development. The lack of standardized XR accessibility guidelines and widespread developer training in accessible design remains a barrier. Ensuring information conveyed visually is equally available non-visually, e.g., via haptics, spatial audio, or detailed descriptions, is a continuous challenge. Finally, privacy and safety are critical. A device that constantly analyzes visual and audio surroundings, while beneficial, raises important questions about data collection and user control, which must be addressed transparently. What's next? Google's Android XR is still in its early stages, but the foundational efforts to integrate advanced AI and build accessibility directly into the operating system are promising. The continued focus on AI features like Gemini's image description capabilities and enhanced TalkBack integration points toward making these immersive technologies more inclusive. For the blind and visually impaired community, this means potential new tools to enhance navigation, information access, and real-time assistance. The ultimate success of Android XR's accessibility will depend on ongoing collaboration between Google, developers, and most importantly, the end users themselves. Comprehensive testing with the community, continuous feedback, and a commitment to integrating diverse accessibility needs from the ground up will be essential. What are your initial reactions to the potential of Google's Android XR for the blind and visually impaired community? Share your comments below. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, all right. Tisha said good morning already, so good morning, Tisha. But my thing on this is, okay, well, it sounds promising. And again, I got my own level of concerns. Number one, as I stated, about privacy and sharing my data and gathering my data. Considering it sounds like it's going to be something that's basically on all the time. So that means it's monitoring all of your actions, as travel, your queries, as far as things you're asking it, all these different things. Not only that, but just, with the location services, it's going to tell where I'm at, what store I'm going in, whatever, all these other kind of things. So there's a lot of data there that, they could use, you know, to come at me and from different angles. But my only other thing would be is, I'm noticing that it says, Google Android XR, so I'm hoping that once they get the final product together, we'll be able to use this on our iPhone because it sounds like they might be again, pretty useful pair of wearables, but at the same time, it didn't discuss any pricing either. So that always plays a big part in it for our community, especially, when it comes to the price point. So anyway, other than that, it sounds pretty good to me. What you think, Carol?
I mean, that price point was one of the things that I was going to bring up as well, because I never heard them speak of that. But I was an Android lover before I went blind. And by them talking about the talkback feature, that kind of just let me know that that's kind of the realm that they're probably going with, because we have Siri as the Apple, voice, basically. But I think that it's going to be pretty good. I mean, it's just another tool that we could use in our toolbox. All of this AI technology, all of these things that can actively get the blind and visually impaired community back into some form of society, to where we're not just trapped in our homes and we're able to kind of maneuver and do uh, basically some of the what they call normal things, with the aid of Arcane, of course, or Guide Dog for those who use them. But I just think that it's just something that is another tool that we can use. Again, like you were saying, the precautions about having all of this information out there, where you're going to know my location, my everything, that my moves. Nothing's private. That part is a concern as well, because it's on all the time. But I mean, so is Alexis, so is all of these other devices that they have out there as well. Maybe they'll have something in the future where you can turn some of those things off, options that will allow you to have a little bit more privacy and only utilize it when you're out and about. But I don't know. It's in its developing stages, so I think that it's just something that Google is trying to compete with and place. They had an arena so that everybody can maybe gravitate towards them. So that's my pretty much take on it.
Well,
Pedro?
and
Oh,
then
I'm sorry.
I mean, again, it's just I was just going to say, we'll see once they get the final product, and then we'll see how it stacks up against some of the other stuff we have out there. Go ahead, Pedro.
Yeah, this is the to the one I refer, Project Astra. This is might be the finalization of that type of project that Google was working in. Uh, and yes, as we already know, we need to keep privacy first. And from what we know, some of these companies and app developers, sometimes they're not all too great with their policy. You know, we do have the Meta glasses. They do have open mics. They are listening. That's how they're able to activate when you ask for the wake word. So the mics are on. If you could get more options on the mics, that you could only activate them when you press and hold instead of, and using the wake word. But if you use the wake word, the mics are constantly listening for that wake word. But that aside, also, you have privacy concerns on your mapping. You're going into stores. That's why I'm kind of iffy, even with the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, when I'd be like, okay, where am I? What store is this? Or, what restaurant I'm in. And it's not able to provide too much, but I'm like, you got my location. And I know on the other end, if they wanted to know, they could see where I'm at and know my location and restaurant I'm at. But why can't you not give me that? But having these features on, I can see already useful things. So I'm gonna start advising people when I'm teaching about these smart devices like wearables to be wary to use them when they really need them, because if you're concerned about open mics and what's happening, especially in sensitive areas like the bedroom or even restrooms and stuff like that, you may need to put them up, especially for the ladies. I don't know how this whole sometimes how they train their stuff. So be concerned, be aware of open mics and cameras and stuff like that. Also, the usefulness of this is gonna be it's gonna be sick. So I'm gonna give you an example of what I could see already being done in the present from once they release these glasses, and somewhat what I have already slightly done. I've done half of this, but what these glasses is gonna be able to do, and that's meaning I could be wearing these glasses, going to a store down the street and able to ask these glasses, is that nearest McDonald's, how far is from the location that you're guiding me to right now? And you should be able to triangulate and plot a route and tell you how long would you take, and then you could probably even look up any deals in that restaurant that you're guiding me to, and they could do a web search at that in the same time that you just looked at the maps. So the combinations of some of these utilities that Gemini is able to utilize will be handy, but it is a trade-off on privacy, especially messing with Google. Google loves to gather information, and it builds its money in ad revenue. So remember that one. And
Right.
Apple does gather information as well, so let's keep that in mind. Apple is not clean here. It is a closed system because they don't like everybody taking all the data, but they love to keep data as well. They might privatize it a little more, meaning, for example, if I go from my house to McDonald's, Google has labeled he left here. Here's the route. He went to McDonald's. They might be able to see all that. Where Apple says we don't include your home, we include the route you took, and your name is not behind it, your home address is not there, or your location that you went to, just the route, the street route to train. Um, you
Right.
know, that's how they tackle that issue. But we have to be aware that these smart devices do gather a lot of information. But as as a blind individual, these devices can be really handy. The open air audio is nice because you're able to listen to your surroundings. Now you'll be able to probably even send an email, look at the maps, and get a web search all in the same time. Imagine able to do all those three tasks in a wearable.
Wow. Right.
I
With
mean,
and
again, it
hands
sounds
free.
like it. Again, it sounds like it's promising. Again, but at the same time, I know when I was first doing a little research on this, what caught my attention as well, and it didn't come out in the article, but uh, uh, for those of us in the community, we know what IRA is.
Hmm.
Supposedly, IRA is supposed to be a big part of this as well. So,
Oh, I hope they
Oh,
uh,
don't
okay.
charge,
So it's
man.
gonna be bonded?
well, no, when you use IRA services, that session is bonded.
Okay, okay.
But when you're using the glasses itself, I doubt if that part is going to be that way.
Right, right.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
I guess it's gonna have access to the application. That's another
yeah,
plus that this might be adopted a little
a
faster.
direct access rather than like with Meta, you got to go through WhatsApp.
Yeah, it will be
In
a
order to
direct
get to
access,
it.
probably
Okay.
to their operators, probably not to their AI. Uh, you know,
Right. But
but
again,
that,
once
yeah,
you're in on the IRA app, they got their own IRA Explorer AI thing as well now. So
yeah,
Mm.
in their
yeah,
app,
in
but
their
the
app.
glasses,
So
yeah,
right. So
but the glasses having a direct connection to either Be My Eyes, Ira, Messenger. If we're able to utilize that camera in all these applications, hey,
Pixie box.
I might just jump that way.
not if I got
Depending
to
on the
go.
subscription. It may be a subscription as well.
Well, I mean, for me, a big one is if I got to switch over to Android because I'm not finna do all that. So,
Right.
but
Well,
anyway,
Oh, that's a
yeah.
great
Yep.
question. How does it
hmm
work in the ecosystem with Apple,
It
man?
didn't
right,
say it
that part
did.
right
That's the whole
there.
thing.
So,
It talked about the TalkBack, and TalkBack is part of the Android, not the
right,
Apple.
right. So we'll,
But
we'll see. We'll see
yeah,
when
we'll
it
see.
comes
We'll
out.
see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So anyway, let's jump into these promos and then we can get into this next one. Did you know Blind United offers free training in assistive technology? We call them interest groups. We offer training in JAWS, NVDA, iPhone, iPad, as well as Meta Ray-Bans. We also have groups like support group, cooking groups, and crafting groups. There are also groups for entertainment like movie night and RS game night. For more information about all the interest groups that we offer, just email us at info@blindunited.org or visit our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Group. We would love to have you be part of the Blind United crew.
June 21st, got a vibe so right. Come through the service and a day tonight. It's Blind United, yeah, we're bringing the flair. Crafts and colors floating in the air. Jewels that shine, lotion so smooth. Mosaics, baked goods, handmade grooves. You don't wanna miss this artful affair. Blind made magic, love everywhere. Jewel that shine, lotion so smooth. Mosaics, baked goods, handmade grooves. You don't wanna miss this artful affair. Blind made magic, love everywhere. You want a table, just 25 bucks. Bring your vision, your craft, your luck. Vendors welcome, come show your pride. Let your work shine, let your soul ride. It's more than a fair, it's a moment to share with a community that truly cares. So email us now, don't miss your spot. info@blindunited.org, we got a lot. Jewel that shine, lotion so smooth. Mosaics, baked goods, handmade grooves. You don't wanna miss this artful affair. Blind made magic, love everywhere. So come vibe with the crew, enjoy the day. Blind United has got it set our way. June 21st, bring your smile and light. Art and love, yeah, we'll shine so bright.
Well, all right. Again, it's going to be an affair you guys don't want to miss. I mean, I believe it's going to be a very, very, fun event. I mean, man, you're talking about a whole bunch of blind folks that, do all different types of crafting, handmade goods, and, baked goods and stuff like that. So come on out, check us out. If you want to get a table, again, you got till June the 10th. If not, like I've been saying, start stacking them chips. Come on out on the 21st and support and pick up some nice, handmade, unique items. So anyway, this next one is, on one hand, I like it because it's my carrier. Number two, I don't like it because of who they partnering with. So, and when they do roll this out, it's not going to be where we can do everything we can do with our phone. I know, what the hell is he talking about? Anyway, I didn't want to give any too many clues. So anyway, check this out and listen to what's getting to go on with my carrier.
Next up on Coffee Time, we're talking about a significant leap in mobile connectivity, T-Mobile's new mobile and satellite network. This could be a game changer, especially for connecting in places where traditional cellular signals simply don't reach. T-Mobile's satellite network, connecting the unconnected. T-Mobile has become the first and currently only U.S. wireless provider to combine a mobile and satellite network. This groundbreaking development aims to significantly expand connectivity, particularly in remote and previously uncovered areas. This initiative holds considerable promise for enhancing communication and safety for everyone, including members of the blind and visually impaired community. What's changing? T-Mobile is partnering with SpaceX's Starlink to integrate satellite connectivity directly into its existing mobile network. This means that compatible smartphones will eventually be able to connect to satellites in low Earth orbit, essentially extending network coverage far beyond the reach of traditional cell towers. The service, often referred to as coverage above and beyond, is designed to bring cellular connectivity to virtually every corner of the United States, including vast stretches of land that were previously cellular dead zones. Initially, this satellite-to-phone service is focusing on text messaging and emergency SOS features. This means that even if you're in a remote area with no cell towers, you could still send and receive vital text messages and, crucially, contact emergency services. For the blind and visually impaired community, this could be a major enhancement for personal safety and independent travel, offering a new layer of reliable communication. Future plans include expanding to voice calls and even limited data services, which would further broaden the utility for assistive technologies that rely on an internet connection. This direct satellite connection bypasses the need for special satellite phones or equipment. It works with standard, compatible smartphones, making it widely accessible. Why the shift? The drive behind this integration is to eliminate cellular dead zones that plague vast rural and wilderness areas across the U.S. Traditional cell towers are expensive to build and maintain, especially in sparsely populated or challenging terrains. Satellites offer a cost-effective way to blanket large geographical areas with connectivity. This means improved communication for outdoor enthusiasts, remote workers, and, critically, enhanced safety for everyone, regardless of their location. For the blind and visually impaired community, this expanded coverage means greater independence and peace of mind. Reliable communication is fundamental for safety, navigation, and accessing information. Imagine being able to use a navigation app, call for assistance, or simply communicate with loved ones, even when far from urban centers. This network expansion aims to democratize access to communication services, ensuring that location is less of a barrier to staying connected. It can empower individuals to explore more freely, knowing that a lifeline is available. Concerns brewing. While the promise of ubiquitous connectivity is exciting, there are some considerations to keep in mind. The initial rollout is focused on basic messaging, and it will take time for voice and data capabilities to become widely available. The speed and bandwidth of satellite-to-phone service are not expected to match traditional cellular networks, especially in the early stages. This means that applications requiring high bandwidth, such as video calls or streaming, may not be feasible or reliable through the satellite connection for some time. For the blind and visually impaired community, this could mean that while emergency texts and basic communication are covered, more data-intensive assistive technologies, such as certain complex navigation apps or real-time visual assistance services, might still face limitations in remote areas until the network evolves. There will also be a learning curve in understanding how to best utilize this new form of connectivity, particularly in scenarios where the signal might be weaker or less consistent than what is experienced in urban environments. User education on how to best leverage this new feature will be important. What's next? T-Mobile has been conducting initial tests, and the service is expected to roll out in phases. The focus will first be on emergency services texting, followed by broader text messaging, then voice calls, and finally, limited data. This phased approach allows the technology to mature and expand. This development signifies a major step towards closing the digital divide and ensuring that robust communication options are available to everyone, everywhere. For the blind and visually impaired community, it promises enhanced safety, greater independence in remote areas, and improved access to essential communication services that are fundamental for daily life. As the technology evolves, its full potential for accessibility will continue to unfold. What are your thoughts on T-Mobile's new satellite network and its potential impact on connectivity? Share your comments below. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I'll go here. I mean, I like the idea of not having to worry about, losing connections, no matter where I'm moving around at, especially because out here where I'm at, we get a lot of desert area out on our end of the state, but so that's a good thing. But at the same time, I mean, according to this, the only thing that's going to be reliable at the first rollout is text messaging and emergency services. Now, I do know that within Apple iPhones and stuff, pretty much the emergency services and stuff like that is already part of our phone iOS within using that same system, which is the Starlink system, right? So again, again, I hate it. It's weird for me because I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the technology, but I just don't really care for the guy. I'm sorry. But again, if we can make this where, no matter where we at, or we out on a boat or out in the middle of the desert, whatever the case may be, we can still make phone calls and all that kind of stuff. Hey, man, you know what? I just had to bite the bullet, and if they charge me for it, I'll probably end up having to give them a couple bucks, and plus because now that it's my carrier, I'm also hoping that it'll help roll out, as far as like home, being able to have, like a Wi-Fi network as well, since that's also one of the major things that this satellite system is supposed to be able to do. So, I can have all of my phone service and as well as my internet service at the house all on one plan. That'd be great. So, but anyway, that's what I got. What you think, Kel?
I too am part of T-Mobile. I've been with them for over 20 years, and I believe that they're moving towards the future by trying to do something first, but the the place that they're trying to go with the guy, I just I feel kind of funny about that, but I have no control over it. I just have to kind of wait and see how it rolls out. It's good, I have been in some areas where I've needed some form of assistance to where they have come in handy for me. And if they're trying to expand, especially in areas where normally you don't have any type of cell service, but the satellite can jump in and be able to tell where you're at, and you can make an emergency call or be able to notify somebody so that you don't feel like you're lost somewhere. That's a good thing. But X, come on. I mean, why couldn't they go with Verizon or AT&T or, because they're more expensive. And I would think that somebody who is a trillionaire or maybe somebody higher than that would want to go with the highest mobile company. So I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling about it, but that's my take on it.
I think he's trying to get in where he fit in. So anybody that's willing to, license his product on their network, that's kind of more what he's looking at. So anyway, go ahead, Pedro.
Yeah. I'm glad that they're expanding T-Mobile, getting access to this type of technology and features that Apple have. Don't get me wrong. Elon Musk is a smart man. I don't believe he's a genius. He's a smart man. He's a smart man within technology. We've seen that he's not a smart man within politics. That's why he's pushing back. He has stated that he's not going to invest in politics no more. And I think he has tarnished his brand. Now, let's set that aside. The abilities that T-Mobile is able to do this. And don't get me wrong. Also, I thought Starlink provides high-speed internet already in remote areas, and I don't know what the contracts are with Apple or T-Mobile, but I would have thought that T-Mobile would have fought to try to get more access to that fast bandwidth to get streaming, to be able to do your multimedia content or whatever it is, like the 5G network. But I think Starlink, since it's one of the few or the only one that has stable internet connection and has satellites on lower orbit, and I guess he's giving them slow entry. But let's get real, it's about the money. So
Yeah,
T-Mobile had to broke a contract, and T-Mobile probably didn't want to pay some exorbitant big fee from this gentleman, and
Right.
probably didn't get the full access, but hopefully some other billionaire starts up something similar, and you know what I mean, because this man, the way he moves, and we've seen it, and I'm basing everything on the way he has moved and the way he has done his things. I do not like his views and the way he moves, so you know it's a good thing, but at the same time, it's a new technology. The Starlink, it is something that is in the forefront, and we do need that type of internet system too, if we're gonna have a internet system that's between land and between outer space, because that's the next frontier we're on. We need a
right.
system that's able to communicate, and that's what Elon Musk is banking on in the long run. This communication online, this is cool. These companies have to sign up. That's why he wanted to get this on and start it first, so he can have an
Mm.
entry. Now he could build on that and then have Starlink be the communication between NASA and all that. And we already seen how he kind of booted out Verizon on a contract with his
Right.
Starlink.
Right
So
for the FAA.
yeah, for the FAA, and we see how that's going and the tactics is using. So hopefully there's
Yeah,
more companies coming up, but the technology is there. Am glad for the people that might get lost and things like that, because we've seen them in the news and they get found and they talk about the satellite connection thing, and that's always something good to have. You know what I mean, in the backup.
yeah,
Right.
but again, like you were saying, I think T-Mobile didn't sign on for the full package because maybe they just want to kind of do a little data gathering at this point and try to see how often their people on their network end up having to switch over
Hmm.
from their network to the Starlink network so they can justify the cost. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So later on down the road, I believe that it ain't gonna be that long, and then they're gonna roll out the rest of it, and then again, I hope that
Just.
along with the
Mhm.
T-Mobile contract, they end up getting the full access to where now T-Mobile can also offer, like you say, that Wi-Fi service even at your house. So
Oh no,
Right.
no. Oh, talking about that, Ed. Thank you for reminding. They already have that. You
A
don't need
well,
Starlink
box.
for
no,
that.
but again, I know Starlink has it, but
No,
right now
T-Mobile has it.
T-Mobile does have it, but not everywhere. Trust me, my brother. I just changed my internet provider, and they were the very first ones I called.
So they don't have it in your area. They offered
No,
5G box to for Wi-Fi for my home.
right, but
It's
not here. Not here.
Oh,
it's like with
damn.
most companies like that where you got Spectrum or you got Direct
Yeah, yeah,
TV or you
yeah.
got it's
Yeah,
in
Wow.
certain areas, so you're only allowed
Mm.
to
yeah,
get
it's
what's available for your particular area.
not available in my area. Like I said, Pedro, I've been
Mhm,
on them.
mhm.
I've been,
Damn.
because I've been wanting to get away from my former provider
Of course.
for a
Right.
while, right? And I call it, oh no, man, I'm stuck, I'm stuck. And then
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this other company came along and said, oh no, well we can give it to you, and I
Ed,
saved like $30 right off the top, so
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
good.
Mm.
There's a little conspiracy on that. Look up internet zones. Like there's certain zones that are for that company. They'll be like, okay, only that company goes in that zone. There's a little thing that companies are talking about why they can't bring certain services to certain areas.
It's like
Something to
that
Mm.
look
down
at.
there. in Dallas.
Well, I
You
mean,
know, it's
and
only
it's the
certain
same
areas
thing.
they can have. That way, everybody has a fair shake. In other
Well,
words,
and again, they're not the first ones to do this. I mean, well, that they might be, but I mean, they're not the only ones to do it. I should say, because as an example, you know, a lot of people don't realize this. Amazon now uses contractors to do their deliveries. Well, when they first started up, they were basically, you know, selling franchises. So this region is yours if you bought in, you know, so can't nobody else deliver a package in this area other than you if you bought into that. And it's basically the same thing that what they're doing with, you know, a lot of this other stuff. So anyway, we'll see how it works out once they get it all rolled out. And,
I'm wondering
you know,
though, will it be like, will we have to get a new phone, or is this going to be like a
no.
software update that's going to actually?
They said on qualified phones. So if your phone does not have it already, yes, you may need to get a new phone.
One. Right.
So, you know, but anyway, that's it for that one. Let's before I jump over into these promos for the next one. Facebook, what's up with y'all, man? Y'all sitting up here, y'all listening in, y'all ain't getting involved. Come on, man, drop a comment. Let us know you're there. We see you there. We even see your name, so we know you're there. You know, not only that, we check our stuff, so we know that there's a large number of you folks on Facebook watching. Man, come on, get involved. Let us know you're there. Hey. Let us know what you think, right?
So, shout out to Facebook.
Shout out to Facebook.
Give us a thumbs up, like and share, guys. Come on. Let us know you're there. If you don't want to put your name, just like and share.
Yeah, that's it. You know, anyway, let's run these promos, Pedro.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. You can go to customcane.com. That's custom with a K, guys. And what Custom Cane does is they sell cane and cane accessories. It's like Burger King. You can have it your way. You can get a pink cane, a blue cane, a rainbow cane, a Broncos cane, a Chargers cane, a cane with the Braille alphabet, a cane with your name on it. Whatever you want, whatever type of handle you want, whatever type of tip you want. If you want an aircraft aluminum cane, if you want an all-terrain cane, telescoping cane, any type of cane, Custom Cane has it.
And we're back, guys.
I thought you only played one. Maybe I'm mistaken.
No, he played two.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm zoning out. Okay.
Hey,
it's Friday. Ed is going to call it a day.
Yeah, it's Friday, man.
So, but anyway, moving forward, this next one is rumors about a new iPhone, a slimmer model. So check this out.
Finally on Coffee Time, we're turning our attention to the latest buzz in the tech world as speculation mounts around a potentially much thinner iPhone. This design choice is sparking important questions about battery capacity and camera capabilities, and we'll explore what these changes could mean for you. Thinner iPhone, a double-edged sword for innovation? Rumors are circulating widely that Apple is planning to introduce a significantly thinner iPhone model in the near future. Point one, while a sleeker design might appeal to some, this aesthetic change brings with it practical considerations, particularly regarding internal components like the battery and camera system. For the blind and visually impaired community who rely heavily on their iPhones for crucial accessibility features, understanding these potential shifts is vital. What's changing? The core speculation revolves around Apple's drive to make the next generation of iPhones notably thinner. Point two, this isn't just about shaving off a millimeter or two. Reports suggest a more radical redesign. Historically, making devices thinner often involves trade-offs. The two main components under scrutiny in this context are the battery and the camera module. Point three. A thinner device typically means less internal space for the battery, which could potentially lead to a reduction in overall battery capacity. This is a critical point for all smartphone users, as battery life directly impacts daily usage. For the blind and visually impaired community, consistent and long-lasting battery life is paramount, ensuring that essential accessibility apps, screen readers, and navigation tools remain functional throughout the day without constant recharging anxiety. Secondly, advanced camera systems, especially those with multiple lenses and larger sensors for improved low-light performance or optical zoom, require physical space. A thinner phone might necessitate design compromises in the camera department, potentially impacting image quality, sensor size, or even the inclusion of certain advanced camera features. For many blind and visually impaired individuals, the iPhone's camera is not just for photos. It's a powerful tool for visual assistance apps like Seeing AI, Be My Eyes, and various object recognition or text scanning utilities that depend heavily on sharp, reliable camera performance. Any degradation in camera quality could directly affect the effectiveness of these daily aids. Why the shift? The drive for thinner devices is often rooted in market trends and a desire to create products that feel more premium, lightweight, and aesthetically pleasing. Apple has consistently pushed boundaries in design, and a thinner iPhone would likely be touted as a significant engineering achievement. Point four, it could make the device feel more comfortable to hold for extended periods and fit more seamlessly into pockets or small bags. From a user perspective, a lighter device could reduce hand fatigue, which is a consideration for anyone holding a phone for long durations, especially those using screen readers or voice control for extended periods. The allure of a sleek, minimalist design is a powerful motivator for many consumers and manufacturers. Apple's ambition to miniaturize powerful technology into ever smaller forms has been a hallmark of its innovation strategy. Concerns brewing. The primary concerns stemming from a thinner iPhone directly impact core functionality. If battery capacity is reduced, users might find themselves needing to charge their devices more frequently. This could disrupt daily routines, especially for those who rely on their iPhone for critical tasks throughout the day and may not always have immediate access to charging points. For the blind and visually impaired, a dead phone means a loss of vital communication, navigation, and accessibility tools, which can be a serious safety and independence issue. Regarding camera features, any compromises to accommodate a thinner design could diminish the power of the iPhone's advanced camera system. If a thinner design leads to smaller sensors or less sophisticated optical zoom, it could affect the clarity and detail of images captured. This directly impacts the accuracy and utility of AI-powered visual assistance apps that interpret the environment. For example, a blurry image might lead to inaccurate text recognition or object identification, potentially hindering independence. There's a delicate balance between form factor and essential functionality that needs to be maintained to ensure the device remains a powerful accessibility tool. What's next? These discussions around a thinner iPhone are currently based on industry speculation and leaked information rather than official announcements from Apple. The company is known for its meticulous design process and often finds innovative ways to optimize space without necessarily sacrificing core performance. Point five. However, the speculation highlights an ongoing tension between design aesthetics and practical functionality. For the blind and visually impaired community, it's crucial to watch how these potential design changes might influence the usability and reliability of essential accessibility features. As new iPhone models are unveiled, the focus will be on how Apple manages to balance a potentially thinner form factor with robust battery life and a high-performing camera system, ensuring that the device continues to empower users with diverse needs. What are your thoughts on a thinner iPhone and how it might impact features important to you? Share your comments below. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I'm not going to say that, a thinner iPhone is not necessarily appealing. I mean, I've always said I like to have one smaller because I don't need to see a screen. All I need is a swipe pad, something that I can navigate on with my finger commands or whatever. But at the same time, I'm not willing to give up functionality, just for the size of my phone. So if it's going to take anything away from, what I'll be able to use on my phone, like say, the accuracy of, the various AI tools and stuff we use, or, again, the battery life is always very important. I mean, I think it's important whether you're blind and visually impaired or not. I mean, everybody wants a phone where the charge is going to last them all day. But again, it is a lot more important for us because it just seems like the apps that we have to use, especially that have the AI capabilities in them, they have a tendency to use a lot more battery than other apps. So again, battery life is going to be very, very important. But hey, I hope they make it work. If they can give me a thinner, smaller iPhone, and I still got all of my functionality, I don't know. When I get ready for my next phone, it might be something I look into. So anyway, go ahead, Carol. What you got?
For me, I just in my mind, I think the thinner it is, the more fragile the phone would be. I'm not saying I'm a clumsy person that drops my phone often, but I mean, I look at right now this platform that I'm using. I've got my mail open on my phone to access, the website, to get off into StreamYard, to do this morning coffee time show. And if I do not have my phone on charge, I mean, it's draining it. I mean, almost down to 20%. And I may start out at 100%. So, I need that battery life. I need that camera to be efficient because I'm on some applications as I'm traveling, around trying to navigate without sight. So I prefer a Pro or a Pro Max. Just because the screen gives my fingers enough room to swipe and double and tap and here and that, to make it so much easier for me. I really don't care about the size of the phone. I put it in my pocket. I prefer the weight of the phone. Don't make it so heavy. Can you lighten up the load a little bit? You can have a big phone with a light load that will fit in my pocket comfortably, and I'm good.
Right. Well, again, we'll see where they go. Like I said, I'm not willing to sacrifice functionality for form, as they say.
Either. Me either. Make it do everything that this one does and a little bit more.
Hopefully. So we'll see. What you think, Pedro?
A lot of forums, a lot of thoughts on this. Carol, try the 16 standard phone, not the pros. The 16, I just had it in my hand. Really light. Really light.
But again, it's not pro, so you're not going to add a pro features.
Yeah, I need that pro, Pedro.
Yeah, but you will have AI features. You won't have like super stabilizing on the camera and stuff. You will have the megapixels and all that, but you won't have
the LiDAR and stuff like that.
I need that. I need the best, man.
Yeah, and I think the LiDAR comes standard now, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I thought you needed the 3 camera situation for the LiDAR.
Oh yeah, and they only got
one, and that's the pro.
Yeah, that's the pros.
That's pro or the
not
Pro
the Pro Max. That's just the pros.
Right.
Well, the Pro Max is just a bigger screen.
Yeah, just a bigger screen.
And it's a heavy phone. I felt it. It's heavy.
But again, I can put my phone right next to my grandson's. I got a 15 Pro. He's got a 16 Pro Max, and his phone ain't that much bigger than mine.
Oh.
It's not that much bigger.
Much bigger.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit wider, and then maybe an inch or so, inch and a half longer.
How heavy is it though?
And the thing is that to you it seems like it's not a big difference, but between the chassis has changed. Remember the old chassis when you have the little bars on the side where you had the home button and then on top you had another all that is gone. So the phone shrinks, but the screen gets bigger. That's what
Right.
has happened. And man, I like how it's set up, but um, they don't weigh as much difference, But I believe with this thinner phone, if it's be thin and you could fold it, and that might be the thing they're working on. Also, Apple always has these patents going on, and the technology, from what I'm seeing, to different type of batteries that different companies are working, they're developing these batteries that are not like how can I say it? They called it a 2D film 2D filament that they use for these lithium batteries. Now they're gonna have a 3D lithium that is not like dry. It's kind of like what they called it. I forgot what they called it, but I was reading this thing. It got so technical, but these new lithium batteries that should be coming out should be lasting way longer. And then
Mm.
they have other battery technologies that are coming out that are not Apple, but Apple works on certain things. But these new lithium type batteries, and Apple starts using these, I can see how they could keep that battery life going. Now with the camera, if they're able to get the camera module smaller and not protrude or anything, that'd be pretty dope, but they might protrude a little bit. If they're able to keep the quality, you know, that'd be pretty nice, you know. And
Yeah.
if it's a foldable
Right.
phone, right, and it gets small, let's say you have a 6 or a Max, and it folds, and you could slide it into a case, and that case, at the same time, starts charging it, and then when you pull out, you're at 100, like
Mm.
the AirPods. That could become more of a good feature to actually be using.
Oh man.
Well, don't give away your secrets. You got to get them to pay you for those, Pedro.
I know.
Yeah.
It's my bad. My bad.
Well, I mean, again, I mean, if they can do it, I know they gonna do it.
Right,
But
right.
Yes.
I agree with what you're saying. About like with the cameras, because even on my 15 Pro, the case I bought, it actually has a guardrail on it, so when I lay my phone down, I don't scratch up my camera lenses.
Mm.
So again, it literally raises the phone up so that the lenses themselves are not touching the table.
Yeah, and
You
then you
know.
got camera glasses that fit in that little square head, and they just slide in and protect your camera real good. I just had put one, and my phone fell into the sink, into water, hit something,
Ooh.
and that little glass thing broke. So man, it could have hit my lenses.
Well, don't
You
they have a
know?
case that enclose all of that too? Some of these fancier cases.
Well,
Yeah,
what is
yeah,
that? The
you can buy it
OtterBox.
separately.
Yeah, they got But again, let's go here. We're talking about a thinner phone. Now you're gonna put this big old OtterBox on it. Well, okay, now
It
it's
defeats the
Outer
purpose.
box is out of style, guys. We gotta stop thinking of those.
well.
I like
But
them, though, Pedro.
even any device like that, bottom line, even just putting a regular case on your phone, period. Now you just increase the thickness of your phone. You
Yeah,
bought a
you
thinner
do.
phone because you want a thinner phone, but you
Mhm.
got to put a case on it to try to protect it. Now it's right back to being as thick as it was before you bought the thinner phone. So
Yeah,
Because
guys.
I'll be
So
honest,
my
my
advice.
12 is thin. It really is. If I take this case off of it, it's really thin.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, so is
you might
mine.
need to spend a little bit money on it. I just came up on a case, right? Oh my
Mm.
God, my phone feels like smaller, and this is ultra thin case, but it cost me some money. It almost cost me like $45.
Mm. But you have to realize too, the phones that they're making now, I mean, they're clear on both sides. It's like, glass.
Again, so they went with a glass case for a while. Now they got a more titanium case. Again, like Pedro said, they've been working on the chassis and the housings and stuff for a
Right.
minute.
Right.
So but again, even my case, I didn't pay much for it, but it's military grade practice, and it's I haven't had any problem with it. I'm good with it. So, but anyway, we are at the end of our time for this beautiful Friday, and we getting ready to get out of here. Just a quick couple announcements. It is a holiday weekend, so we will be recognizing the holiday, so we will not be back on Monday. We will be, like I said, acknowledging the holiday and doing what we do on that day. So we won't be back until next Tuesday. But again, come hang out with us tonight. Won't be any interest groups, none of that for Monday. Blind United is taking a day off. So anyway, just come hang out with us again on Tuesday. Again, wherever you at, like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hit the notification bell. It don't cost you nothing. It really, really does help. I mean, that's why I was messing with folks on Facebook earlier. I mean, again, I appreciate you guys for watching. I really, really do. It does help on that level just because you're watching, but again, it would help so much more. And I mean, come on, man, let us know. Talk to us. Let us know if we're doing a good job. Oh, no, I don't like that article. Oh, well, do an article on this, whatever. Man, let me know what you think. I really, really appreciate it. So on that note.
And also, thank our scholarship winners, thank our scholarship winners for this month.
Yeah, I mean, again, and we're going to, I already put it out there on the email but for those that do not know, our co-host here, Carol, she's one of the scholarship winners, as well as another lady, Elizabeth, and then we got there's three of them, and there's all three ladies. Ain't that amazing?
Hey.
Girl power, right? They just came in there and took everything, but it was only females.
Whoa.
Well, let me put it this way: it was only females that applied, so therefore, only females got chosen. Guys, you just missed out.
The ball. And what was the scholarship for this year?
We gave out 3 pair of Meta Ray-Ban glasses. So
I'm so excited.
Carol should be getting hers tomorrow. Aletha already has hers, and hopefully Elizabeth will have hers today. So anyway,
thank you, Blind United.
Y'all come on out and hang out with me tonight. Check out this movie. You know what I'm saying? And then, man, we'll see you guys back on Tuesday. So until then, everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Make sure you get out and enjoy the sunshine. Get some activity under you. And always, always, always on these kind of holidays, man, eat all the barbecue you can find.
And be safe. Be safe.
All right, guys.
All right, you guys have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on the next one. We should be out. I think. Wait a minute. No, I didn't go up. I didn't get on the button. I'm still live. Oh my goodness. Let me get down there. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's all good. It's been that kind of Friday for you.
There we go. All right, we out now. Y'all have a great weekend.